Namaste, good morning, and Jai Jagannath to everybody present here today. Welcome to Odisha, the soul of incredible India, a land where the echoes of ancient hymns meet the precision of modern science. Known for its magnificent sun-drenched temples, exquisite architecture, and a rich tapestry of cultural heritage, this state has always been a sanctuary for seekers of knowledge and truth. Today, I stand at the intersection of philosophy, science, and human experience as we inaugurate this two-day international conference organized by the School of Humanities, Social Sciences and Management at Indian Institute of Technology, Bhubaneswar, in collaboration with Bhaktivedanta Institute, Bhubaneswar. The theme, Thought, Perception and Reality, invites us to explore the very fabric of our consciousness and the world we inhabit. Over the next 2 days, we aim to bridge diverse disciplines to find a deeper understanding of our shared experience. We are very pleased to have with us our esteemed dignitaries for our inaugural ceremony. We have our esteemed chief guest, Professor Andrew Briggs, Emeritus Professor from the University of Oxford, who took the time to be present with us today. And we are also humbled to have with us our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Mahapatra, recipient of Padma Shri Award 2025. We also have with us the Director of IIT Bhubaneswar, Professor Shripad Karmalkar, Shri Vasudev Rao, President of Bhaktivedanta Institute, Kolkata. We also have with us Dr. Amrita Satpathy, Head of School of Humanities, Social Sciences and Management, IIT Bhubaneswar, and our conference conveners, Dr. Aparna Pandey and Dr. Shritama Mishra. Welcome everybody. To mark the auspicious beginning of ICT PR 2025, we shall now proceed with the sustainable and eco-friendly practice of watering the plant, a symbol of life, growth and enlightenment. I would request the dignitaries to begin the auspicious occasion by watering the plant. I would request everybody to kindly stand up and circle.
Side, please. Badal.
Along with it, we humbly offer flowers to Srila Prabhupada, founder of Bhaktivedanta Institute, honoring his tireless efforts in spreading divine wisdom. We will also be offering a floral tribute to Dr. T.D. Singh, the founding director of Bhaktivedanta Institute, remembering his profound bridge between science and spirituality. Dr. T.D. Singh was a pioneering leader in the global science-spirituality dialogue, uniquely integrating rigorous scientific inquiry with the Bhaktivedanta philosophical tradition. As director of the Bhaktivedanta Institute, he founded leading publications as Savvigyanam and Tattvagyanam and organized landmark international conferences that brought together scientists, spiritual leaders, and Nobel laureates on a common platform. Through his life and work, Dr. Singh inspired generations to seek the ultimate reality through a harmonious synthesis of scientific method and spiritual wisdom. Now I would request all the dignitaries to kindly take the stage and be seated on the dais. Thank you everybody for standing. Just as we nurtured this sapling with water to help it grow, may this conference nurture our collective wisdom and allow the seeds of our new ideas to flourish into a greener and more thoughtful future. We are also pleased to have our keynote speakers with us in person today. Professor Narayanan Srinivasan from IIT Kanpur, Professor Pius V. Thomas from Assam University Silchar, Professor Shishir Roy from NIAS Bangalore, Professor Matthew Chandrakunal, JIS University Kolkata, Dr. Nesid Matthew Shibin from Christ University Bangalore, and Shri Varun Agarwal from the Organizing Institute, Bhakti Vedanta Institute. Thank you all for your presence today. Before we move on, I want to share with you that for this conference, we have been honored to receive good wishes from the Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, and the Honorable Governor of Orissa, Dr. Hari Babu Kambampati. Their gracious messages have been included in the first page in the Book of Abstracts, which we will unveil in a few minutes' time. They have given this conference a new height and encouragement. Their wishes have made this occasion truly special and have filled us all with a profound sense of privilege. Now I request all our dignitaries to officially release the Book of Abstracts, which represents the collective intellectual contributions of our eminent speakers and the participants. I request all the dignitaries to kindly stand up and hold the book in their hands so that we can have a photograph, and please unveil the Book of Abstracts. Can I have a big round of applause for... Thank you, everybody. Gratitude is the memory of the heart. We shall now formally welcome and felicitate our guests. May I now request our Director Sir, Professor Shripad Karmalkar, to welcome our Chief Guest, Professor Briggs, with a token of appreciation. I also request our Director Sir to welcome and felicitate our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Mahapatra, with a token of appreciation for their presence and contribution to the academic community. Can you have a big round of applause, please? Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. To begin the program, I invite Dr. Aparna Pandey, one of the organizing conveners whose hard work has brought this gathering to life, to come forward and deliver the welcome address. Ma'am.
Distinguished Chief Guest, Professor Andrew Briggs, Guest of Honor, Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Mahapatra, Respected Director Sir, Professor Shripad Karmalkar, Head of the School of Humanities, Social Sciences and Management, Dr. Amrita Satpathy, eminent keynote speakers, delegates, participants, and our faculty colleagues and scholars. A very good morning and warm welcome to opening ceremony of this International Conference on Thought, Perception and Reality. It's a special moment for us when so many brilliant minds gather representing the vanguard of philosophy, cognitive science and psychology converging in one space. It is a distinct honor to welcome our chief guest, Professor Andrew Briggs, Professor of Nanomaterials at the University of Oxford. Professor Briggs, your work at the frontier of quantum technologies, and your deep inquiries into the nature of information and reality provide the perfect scaffolding for this conference. We look forward to your insights on how the building blocks of matter influence the structures of our reality. We are equally privileged to welcome our guest of honor, Dr. Ashok Kumar Mahapatra. Dr. Mahapatra, as a legendary neurosurgeon, your insights into the human brain, the biological organ of perception, bridge the gap between clinical science and the mystery of consciousness. We would like to extend our very warm welcome to our director, Sir, Professor Shripad Karmalkar. Under your visionary leadership, this institute has become a beacon of technical excellence that does not shy away from the big question. Sir, your support in fostering the environment for deep inquiry has made this international conference possible. We also express our deep gratitude to head of the school, Dr. Amrita Satpathy. We appreciate your dedication to fostering an interdisciplinary environment where the humanities are seen as essential to science. We are deeply proud to welcome our keynote speakers, Professor Narayanan Srinivasan, Professor Shishir Roy, Professor Pius Thomas, Professor Matthew Chandrakanal, Dr. Nessim Matthew, and Shri Varun Agrawal. You are the architect of the conference's intellectual program. Representing the frontiers of cognitive science, philosophy, psychology, neuroscience, your presence transforms this hall into the global laboratory of ideas. We eagerly await your lectures, guiding us through the complexities of consciousness and the mechanisms of belief. Most importantly, I extend a heartfelt welcome to our participants and scholars. You are the essence of this conference. While the dignitaries provide the vision, the keynote provides the framework, it is your research, your question, and your presentations that will turn these 2 days into living dialogue. Your presence here signifies a shared commitment to the pursuit of truth. This interdisciplinary conference is more than an academic exercise. It is an attempt to synthesize the how of the brain with the why of the mind. In an era of rapid digital transformation, understanding the interface between our thought, the perception of our senses, and the ultimate reality of the universe is the most significant challenge of our time. To every participant and delegate, I encourage you to be vocal, to be curious, and to challenge the boundaries of your own disciplines. With great honor, I once again welcome our dignitaries, our speakers, our vibrant participants. I wish you all a deeply transformative, intellectually rewarding conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for those inspiring words and encouragement. We are now privileged to have Dr. Amrita Satpathy, the head of the School of Social Sciences, Humanities and Management, to introduce the school to the gathering.
Thank you, Iman. Namaskar, everyone, and very good morning. Very warm welcome to all of you present here, the dignitaries on the dais, the wonderful minds, the audience, our wonderful scholars who've been so proactive and helpful, and my wonderful colleagues as well. So it gives me immense pleasure to introduce you to my school, the School of Humanities, Social Sciences and Management at IIT Bhubaneswar. The Indian Institute of Technology, Bhubaneswar, officially began its journey from IIT Kharagpur in 2008. The School of HSS&M was established along with all other schools in 2009 when IIT Bhubaneswar became operational as an independent institute in the city of Bhubaneswar. It is a matter of pride that we, as a school, have grown incredibly fast in 16 years. We have brought together 4 major disciplines: economics, English, philosophy, and psychology, and we don't just keep them in silos. With 19 faculty members and over 75 scholars, the school pulsates with youthful energy and intellectual synergy. Beyond our PhD programs, we have introduced IIT programs. The school now offers a BSc B.Ed degree in economics. Our core mission is to provide our students with the analytic and cultural toolkit they need to thrive, not just in their careers, but in every aspect of their lives. Our research dives into some fascinating intersections, from the way our brains process language and consumer behavior, to the deep ethics of artificial intelligence, to social policy, public and private values, technological development, and literature and feminist philosophy. The school has actively organized national and international conferences, Gyan programs, workshops, faculty development programs, invited lectures, and interaction sessions with experts from the academia and the industry. As we begin the final conference of the year, I wish to convey my heartiest congratulations to Dr. Shitama Mishra and Dr. Aparna Pandey from the school and Shri Jitun Dhal from Bhaktivedanta Institute, Bhubaneswar, for putting together such a timely conference. The title, Thought, Perception and Reality, is apt and very pertinent and warrants some serious deliberations. I believe it's going to push us all to rethink how we see the world and our relationship with it. The conference is going to cover a gamut of topics ranging from the big theological questions of God and consciousness to the hard science of quantum reality and artificial intelligence. Whether we are talking about psychological barriers or 21st century utopias, I'm sure there is something here for everyone. To our organizers, Bhaktivedanta Institute, Bhubaneswar, thank you for your support and motivation, and a big round of applause for the volunteers who have worked tirelessly towards the fruition of the event. My heartiest gratitude to Professor Shripad Karmalkar, our honorable and esteemed director, for helping us and for being a source of constant support and motivation. And I wish you all a very successful and thought-provoking conference. To our guests, I hope you truly enjoy your time on our beautiful and green campus. It's a lovely time to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for introducing the school, your lovely words. I hope everybody is feeling a little motivated now. Moving on, now we have the privilege to have with us a leader in the study of consciousness and science. I invite Sri Vasudev Rao, President of Bhaktivedanta Institute, to briefly introduce the institute. Sir, I'll hand over the microphone to you. Yes, or you can come here. We can hand over the microphone to you. Can we please give him the microphone?
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Respected dignitaries on the dais and the delegates and speakers, it is a great privilege and pleasure to join this unique conference. This kind of theme of the conference we are seeing first time. And we'd like to thank the IIT Bhubaneswar School of Humanities, Social Sciences and Management for collaborating with the Bhaktivedanta Institute in organizing this conference. Dear friends, this is the age of science and technology. Today, even the philosophy and spirituality cannot escape the rigor of scientific method and validation. This is the situation. French phenomenological philosopher Maurice Merleau-Ponty remarked, "A science without philosophy would literally not know what it was talking about." A philosophy without methodological exploration of phenomena would end up with nothing but formal truths. So this is precisely the dichotomy, and human experience is a meeting point of science and philosophy and you can say spirituality. Because you cannot catch the human experience by instruments, but our own consciousness is a witness. So therefore, schools of humanities and social sciences within the IITs have great responsibility and significance in this context to bring scientific rigor to humanities with due respect to their spirit and essence. Bhaktivedanta Institute is working in this direction to bring together science and Indian Vedic philosophy for last 50 years under the leadership of Dr. T.D. Singh. Despite the remarkable progress of modern science, the central mystery of consciousness remains unresolved. As scientific models increasingly indicate the connection between observer and observed, it becomes evident that a comprehensive understanding of reality must take alternative paradigms of consciousness research seriously, not just as an emergent byproduct, but as key ontological dimension. This open approach, led by our founding director, Dr. T.D. Singh, continues to guide the research of the Bhaktivedanta Institute. Indian knowledge systems, especially Vedic knowledge systems, have profound paradigms to describe and connect our inner and outer worlds. When combined with cutting-edge modern research, they have potential to lead to fundamental breakthroughs that are relevant to philosophy, science, and our life. In science and philosophy, we generally deal with the questions of to what extent does the mind perceive the world as it truly is? To what extent does it construct the world it perceives? And what is the mechanism of our perception? However, we do not find a satisfactory answer to this question. To the question, why the world and our perception apparatus are so constructed that we have a meaningful world and experience. Spirituality can help us have meaningful awareness to these purpose questions. Take the example of a computer game. We may philosophize it in the terms of pixels on the screen and number of frames the screen changes per second, and then our eyes and brain which interpret the frames as the motion. One may say that there is neither a car nor the motion of it, of car and race, motion of car and computer game. One may say that there is neither a car nor the motion of it in a car race computer game. However, the game is purposed to give us the experience and entertainment of the car and the race. This indicates that the car and race exist in the real world we live in, and that we are capable of and are very interested in such a perception. Thoughts and experience. Perception, thoughts and experience. Similarly, the thoughts that are the result of perception and reality only indicate the existence of more real or absolute world where there is reality which we are capable of, its perception and experience. Bhagavad Gita indicates that there is an absolute realm of which this world is a shadow. Natad bhashyate suryo na sashanka na pavakaha yad gatva nanu vartante tadhama paramam mama. The supreme abode of mind is not illuminated by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never get into this material world. So, time is very little, so therefore, the Bhaktivedanta Institute is organizing such kind of events from last 50 years, and we are celebrating actually 50 years now, and this event is also part of this 50-year celebrations, and more about the Bhaktivedanta Institute, you can refer to the book, and we have bookstall outside. And I would like to thank everyone who is involved in this conference, organizing and participating, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And I wish the proceeding this conference will inspire new research into the thought, perception, and reality. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for introducing the Institute to the audience. It is now my distinct honor to invite our patron and director of IIT, Bhubaneswar, Professor Shripad Karmalkar, sir, to address the gathering. I'll hand over the mic to sir.
I think I'll prefer to stand. I'm very pleased to inaugurate this international conference on thought, perception, and reality. For those of you who have come to our campus for the first time, let me give you a quick introduction. Those of you who have come to the campus for the first time, can you please raise your hands? So there is a large number. So tell you quickly, though IIT started in 2008, this particular campus, people moved in around 2016. And today we have about 50,000 fruit and flower trees planted on the campus. Had this been summer, you could have gone around plucking mangoes, but seasonal fruits are there. So a number of fruits, guava, then jamun, right, cashew nut, apart from mangoes. And of course a number of different flowers. But this is a very good time when we get migratory birds. In fact, last year we brought out a calendar showing all the flora and fauna of the campus. And you would have noticed this particular hill that is called the Barone Hill. This is a very historic place in the sense that in 1817, this was the site of a rebellion against the British, 40 years before 1857. So now and we have about 3,500 students, 220 faculty and 170 staff. I think with that short introduction, let me talk about the topic that is thought, perception and reality. Now to ground these abstract concepts, I will take forward from Swamiji. Let us consider a scene familiar to many of us in the campus, standing at dusk in our scenic and serene campus, witnessing a breathtaking sunset beside the Barone Hill. From a Western philosophical perspective, so let's look at it from two different perspectives. Aurobindo has said, education is not about learning diverse subjects. Education is not about learning diverse subjects. It is about learning diverse ways to the same subject. So let's look at this from two different perspectives. One is the Western philosophical perspective and Indian philosophical perspective. We're looking at the sunset from these 2 points of view. Reality, from the Western perspective, is a physical mass of the hill and the atmospheric scattering of light, an objective event occurring independently of the observer. Perception is a sensory bridge. Your eyes capture the crimson hues and your brain processes them. Thought is the analytical eye that categorizes the experience. This is a beautiful evening. This is the legacy of René Descartes, who famously declared, "I think, therefore I am." In this tradition, thinking mind is the proof of existence and the primary tool of mastering the world. Let's look at another perspective. From the Indian philosophical viewpoint, the sunset is not an object out there to be studied, but a shared field of consciousness. Reality is the underlying being that allows both the hill and the observer to exist. Thought is viewed as vritti, a ripple on the surface of lake of consciousness. If your mind is busy thinking about tomorrow's schedule while looking at the Barone Hill, you have actually stopped perceiving the hill's true essence. As the ancient wisdom suggests, silence is the eternal flow of knowledge interrupted by thought. We truly know the sunset only when the internal chatter ceases, allowing the reality of the moment to shine through without distortion. There are two different perspectives of the sunset. Now let me come its application, because in IIT we are always talking about application, not just theory. For an administrator of an institution, these principles are the secret to effective administration. To change the reality of an institution, one must look beyond physical infrastructure. The true reality of an institution lies in its subtle matter, the collective discipline, the rigor of its research, and the integrity of its habits. To change this, the administrator must act as an architect of environment, moving the institution away from fossilized stagnation towards crystallized excellence. By setting uncompromising standards for research, we are shifting the foundational reality of what the institution is. Yet, an administrator's greatest challenge is aligning the perception of the faculty, staff, and students with that reality. If a new academic mandate is perceived as a mere bureaucratic hurdle rather than a pathway to global prestige, the goal remains unfulfilled. The role of the administrator is to cultivate appropriate thoughts by bridging this gap. When you perceive that the institution's growth is synonymous with your own intellectual evolution, your thoughts naturally shift from compliance to contribution. This alignment of perception and reality is the only way to improve our learning and research outcomes. Now, this alignment, however, requires a mirror that reflects the reality without distortion. The mirror is anonymous feedback. In any hierarchy, there is a risk of fossilized thinking, where people say what is expected rather than what is real. Anonymous feedback provides a perception check. It reveals the hidden barriers, the silent frustrations, and the brilliant unspoken ideas that fear might otherwise suppress. By listening to these unfiltered voices, an administrator can adjust the institutional reality to remove obstacles and address misunderstandings. It ensures that the thoughts of our community are not clouded by resentment, but are focused on that eternal flow of knowledge we all are here to safeguard. Let this conference be a space where we clear our perception, refine our thoughts, and embrace the reality of our potential. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that brilliant example and integrating the administrative and the academic together. Thank you. Moving on, now I request our chief guest of the day, a well-renowned scholar, world scholar, whose work spans the frontiers of quantum information and the philosophy of science. Please join me in welcoming Professor Andrew Briggs, Professor Emeritus from the University of Oxford. I'll hand over the microphone to sir.
Thank you for the amazing welcome that you've given me here. Human flourishing in these uncertain times requires both scientific insight and spiritual wisdom. The pillars of human flourishing depend on a judicious combination of objective reality and subjective choice. So if you take, for example, meaning, the meaning of a painting depends on the objective reality of what the painter has put on the canvas and the subjective response to that painting. I love it when people at early stages in their lives, or for that matter later stages, say that I'm trying to find the purpose for my life. And that depends on a combination of objective reality, the education, the training, the natural abilities, the inclinations, but also, ultimately, on choices that the person makes about what their purpose will be. And truth also depends on the objective reality of the world that we're seeking to describe, but also the choices we make about what questions to ask and what intellectual resources to use in order to address those questions. All of this comes to a mathematical precision in quantum science, where if you have a quantum state and you make a measurement of the state, the outcome that you get depends on the choice that you make of the basis in which you're going to measure the state. Unless it's the basis in which you initialize the state, the outcome will depend on the choice that you've made, it will depend on the state, and it will also depend on this inescapable randomness that seems to be at the foundation of the world that we live in. And what's true in quantum science is also true in spirituality. As a follower of Jesus Christ, my Christian tradition is evidence-based. But the experience of God that someone enjoys and their perception of reality depends on choices that they make about how to respond to that evidence. And all of this is very, very practical. If we take the issue of AI, which I'm sure will come up more than once in the next 2 days, the great challenge that's facing us in AI is what values the AI will implement. And that raises the question, where do values come from? Are they simply something that we make up and seek to persuade our fellows that those are the values that should be adopted? Or is there a moral reality to the world that we can seek to discover in a way that will be no easier than the scientific discovery of the principles of the material world, but will require complementary intellectual tools for the pursuit? Or perhaps it's a combination of the two, rather as engineering is related to science. So we may need to create new values based on moral reality that will apply to the challenges and opportunities presented to us by AI. Well, one of my books is called It Keeps Me Seeking. I'm here to learn, and I'm enormously looking forward to seeking new insights about thought, perception, and reality from the talks and conversations that we shall enjoy together today and tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Professor Briggs, for jump-starting the conversation already in terms of our theme today on thought, perception, and reality. Next address is by Dr. Ashok Kumar Mahapatra, eminent neurosurgeon and presently the principal advisor to the Shiksha O Anusandhan deemed to be University Bhubaneswar. In 2025, Dr. Mahapatra was conferred with the Padma Shri by the President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, at the Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi for his contribution in the field of medicine. He is counted among the top 5 neurosurgeons in the world. I now invite our guest of honor, Dr. Ashok Kumar Mahapatra, Padma Shri recipient of 2025, to share his thoughts. Sir, I hand over the mic to you.
Jai Jagannath, good morning and welcome to this interesting, thought-provoking and maybe learning experience. The new education policy of India 2020 says lifelong learning, continuous and lifelong learning. So learning doesn't stop. So in our current concept, we think to learn, but we stop to learn. If we have been learning every day, our perception of the world will differ. Starting from Vedas, if you see, they wrote Rig Veda around 2,500 years or 4,000 years back, 2000 BC. So when they thought Agni, they thought God, they thought Akash, they thought Vayu, everything, but they could not join it. How that is going to help us? Then they start Yajur Veda, Padhati, how you channelize every knowledge to activities. So Manu Sanghita, Bhagu Sanghita, and Sanghita, the way you can participate the knowledge to activity and make it a beautiful or better world. It did not work that way. They thought the life is not knowledge and practice, there should be something missing. What is missing? Anandam. Sat, Chit, Anandam. Anand, entertainment. So say Gandharva Veda. You know Gandharva Veda? Sam Veda. That means you should have knowledge, you should practice, you should enjoy. That's not enough. You should have good health. Atharva Veda, Ayurveda. How this thought process and perception of life has changed over last 4,000 years. So every day we have some knowledge, some thinking, some virtual reality, and then some experience which gives us perception between right and wrong. So thought cannot be right and wrong. The thinking process can be right and wrong. When I was just thinking here, when I joined MBBS 6 years back, my father's perception, thinking process, my thinking process was same. Because by reading MBBS, I will be a doctor, I will earn money. But his perception that it will cost money, it will have problem in jobs, and a long process. My perception that I will be a good doctor, I will do the service, I never bothered how much money I am going to spend. Recently I analyzed, between 1970 and 74, I spent about 5,000 rupees. Today is 50 lakhs. 50 lakhs. You can imagine the 1 rupee of 1970 is how much today. So his thinking, I am a doctor, my thinking of a doctor was same. But my perception, money, difficulties, job, and ultimate achievement, he didn't know. Because he was 30 years older than me, he knew that you are reading for a job. You should have money. And then you have to do a course, you need money. Reading a course here doesn't cost free. So when I finished my, then I thought I'll do surgery after MBBS. He said no surgery, do medicine. Why medicine or surgery? He said medicine is simple, you can sit anywhere and do practice. Surgery, you got instruments, you got operation theatre, you got anesthetic. Argument was that what? Medicine can be given by a quack, homeopathic doctor, an doctor, and patient ultimate perception is cure. Patient doesn't think what medicine will give. It's not correct. When you become sick, you ask any of you, they will advise medicine. The thought process is cure, your perception is cure, but method may be different, achievement may be different. So when the question was, should I go for medicine or surgery? I appeared AIMS Delhi, I appeared Chandigarh, I appeared AIMS, I got 3 PGs. Orthopedic in Chandigarh, AIMS Delhi surgery, and in Odisha general medicine. What you got to choose? Now thinking process. Again, I say no surgeon. The only difference between physician and surgeon, you put a knife and cure somebody. No brain tumor is going to heal by medicine. No appendix going out by putting mud. See, if you know the nature cure. How many of you know Mahatma Gandhi? Tell me. How many of you know Mahatma Gandhi? Who was he? Who was he? Because a lot of people in the universe say he was the first Prime Minister of India. Can you volunteer tell me who was Mahatma Gandhi? Oh, son, we want to know you. One should be brave. Who was Mahatma Gandhi? Huh? Hey Bhagavan. The million. There are no known heroes and unknown heroes. Why Mahatma Gandhi? You ask him Mahatma Gandhi, his perception, your perception. He says, father of the nation. That's all. See, that is called perception. Thinking is same, Mahatma Gandhi. Your mind is thinking on Mahatma Gandhi, his mind is, but he wants to think the man of the millennium who changed the world. His perception is single person change the world. Is not correct? So the question is that how you going to receive a fact, process it, analyze it, and express it. I am a neurosurgeon. The first thing I have to take the perception from you. You are the sensory input. My brain is going to store it, process it through a supercomputer. For every second there are millions of things, right? When you pitch here, this reaches the brain in 8 milliseconds. And when a mosquito bites a human being, in no time you try to react and beat him, kill him. That's about 5 milliseconds. You have to see how quickly the brain computer receives, analyze, perceive and react to an outer stimulus. That is what is perception and reaction. If thinking process is correct, knowledge, background knowledge is correct, your perception will be right and your action will be right. So, from the thought to the result, this complex process of brain, computer. Thought may be right. We are all going to read for passing exam. Yet, somebody 90%, somebody fails. You all knew without reading you will be failing. But your perception of failing you did not know if your thinking process was You are reading for passing, right? All of you pass, reading or passing, fail. First, anybody want to fail, stand up and give your reasons. Yet you fail, your perception failing, you do not realize how harmful to have a failure when so many people for you are expecting that you will be good engineer or doctor or human being and help the society. Not for your income, not for your future, but for the society. The government spend money. I remember when I was an MBBS student, the government was spending 3 lakhs rupees per MBBS student in 1970. How much? To make a medical college, it cost 500 crores, excluding 30 acres of land. But this IIT has 500 acres of land. How much money you spend for the student? And these students almost 90% IITians, they go to abroad and settle and make money. I still remember I joined AIMS in 1975. I was told all MBBS students from 1956 to 75, 20 years, they were settling in America. If you see 20% of Indian doctors in America, what a loss for the country. You go and make happy life there. It's perception. Perception is that government is spending money every day for the country's development, future, the service to humanity of the country. Yet, your perception is that I should go to America and make money, government, go to hell. Doesn't matter. Is not correct? Is not correct? First January 1977, we had a batch of 50 students who joined PG at AIMS Delhi. And 5 only remained and 50 left. The man who was Mr. Rao, Prasad Rao, was also with me doing general surgery. And he was not getting American visa. Last day just finished, he stood there and talked to the consulate, if you do not give visa today, tonight I will commit suicide here. Can you believe? And he came and proudly told us, I got visa because I threatened the American consulate, if you do not give visa, tomorrow morning I will be found, I will kill myself and your paper will be American visa. Can you believe? Thinking, action, perception. His perception is that if I don't do America, my life will be hell. We are staying. There are 150 crores people staying in India. Is your life hell? We enjoy. I always say, you want to be a first-class citizen of a third-class country or third-class citizen of a first-class country. I don't want to become an American by third-class citizen. I have no this right, that and this right. That. In my country, I am king. He may not be realizing. I do not want to be a third-class citizen of America. I am Indian, born Indian, remain Indian, die Indian. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for introducing the idea of the changing notions of the concepts of what is thought, perception and reality in terms of everyday life experiences as a professional that you have experienced as a neurosurgeon. As we conclude this formal inaugural session, it is time to acknowledge the hands and the minds that made this event possible. I now request Dr. Shritama Mishra, convener of the conference, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, esteemed participants, faculty members, research scholars, students, our keynote speakers, guests and my dear friends, Namaskar and Jai Jagannath to everyone present here. I am Shritama and I humbly take this opportunity to propose the vote of thanks. At the outset, I express my heartfelt gratitude to the Director of IIT Bhubaneswar, Professor Shripad Karmankar, whose encouragement, support and vision have made this possible. I extend my sincere thanks to Sri Vasudeva Rao, Director of the Bhaktivedanta Institute, and the President of the Bhaktivedanta Institute, Sri Varun Agarwalji, for their constant guidance and unwavering support, without which this program would not have taken place. I am deeply grateful to our chief guest, Professor Andrew Briggs and Madam Briggs, as well as our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Mahapatra, for honoring us with their presence and enriching this occasion through their insightful and inspiring addresses. Your presence has truly elevated the spirit of this inaugural session. My heartfelt appreciation also goes to our distinguished keynote speakers, Professor Narayanan Srinivasan, Professor Pius Thomas, Professor Shishir Roy, who will be joining us soon, Professor Matthew Chandrakunal, and Professor Nasin Shibin for graciously accepting our invitation and agreeing to deliver their valuable scholarly insights with us. I would also like to acknowledge with gratitude the presence of eminent professors and dignitaries from the Bhaktivedanta Institute, including Professor Debashish Khan, along with many other distinguished scholars who I can see here who have joined us today. I sincerely thank all the participants, faculty members from different departments and institutions who have traveled from various places to be here with us in person and who are eager to contribute enthusiastically and meaningfully to all the academic deliberations. My special thanks go to our volunteers, our research scholars specifically, and the students also, whose dedication and hard work have made this inaugural event a smooth and successful one. I also express my deep appreciation to my colleagues and the entire support system, our office staff, our technical staff, our CITC unit, engineering cell, Office of the Dean Continuing Education, especially Eclavia, Dean Students Affairs Office, Transport Office, Security Unit, our housekeeping team, caterers, and everyone who worked tirelessly behind the scenes. Last but not the least, I extend my sincere thanks to my co-conveners, Dr. Aparna Pandey and Sri Jitun Dhal, for their constant support, help, and encouragement. Above all, I remain grateful, deeply grateful to the divine grace and blessings that guided us throughout this journey. Thank you all for making this inaugural event a meaningful one and a memorable one. I wish you a very pleasant, enriching, and academically engaging stay. Thank you so much.